Get ready with me as I tell you what happened at my daughter's pediatric appointment yesterday. Okay, so for those of y'all that don't know, we are a two-mom family. We live in Atlanta, Georgia, and our daughter, Mila, is 10. So yesterday was her 10-year-old checkup, and we actually ended up having to go to a different doctor. Well, same practice, the same pediatrician practice. But we had to use a different doctor in the practice because her normal doctor was like booked out for like 5 months. So just in order to like really just get it done, I went ahead and told them that I was fine with using another doctor in the practice. So I had no idea who we were actually going to get. I just kind of trusted that they would be just as good as our regular doctor. So we go back there and, you know, we don't really know what to expect, but this older lady comes in and she's the doctor. And at first I'm like, she's very nice, very friendly, but I'm like, older doctor, older generation, please don't say anything weird or inappropriate, or I basically have to check you about, you know, two moms, or the fact that we have a black daughter, or just, you know, just anything. Just please don't say anything out of line, because this will get real weird real quick. Like I said, she's very sweet, goes through the whole process. We have a great time, you know, no issues, nothing weird said. Actually, to me, she was even more so on, I don't know, like of an open-minded mind frame, I thought, like initially, just based on some of the things she said and how she didn't make direct remarks to a dad or a husband or anything along those lines. So we're starting to wrap things up, and she's just kind of going through all the things that we've talked about, like just random things that we talked about Mila. And then she says, also, I've taken note of your comment that you left, and I'm definitely going to bring that up to the practice to see if we can make those changes. First, I was just like, okay, you know, whatever. Because I was just really trying to get this appointment over so that we could get back to doing life. But then I was like, wait a second. I'm sorry. What did I say? So then she kind of got like she didn't want to say it out loud. And I was like, what did I write on here? And when did I write it? Because I was like, I don't remember writing anything, you know, that would seem controversial before we came in. So I didn't know what she was talking about. And at first I was like, oh, I must have said something about Mila, because Mila has ADHD. So maybe I said something about her ADHD. I don't know. I was very confused. But then she told me to come over there and read it off the screen because she didn't want to say it in front of Mila. And I was like, okay, what are we about to talk about? These are so uneven. And then she showed me this form that I guess I had filled out. I don't really even know when, maybe when I first started at that practice, where I had left a note about being a two-mom family. So basically I had said, you know, y'all have on here mom and dad on the forms. Not everybody has a mom and a dad, or is a mom-dad family, or at all, or anything. So what about changing that to parent and parent? For example, we are two moms. So Mila only has two moms, not a mom and a dad. So as I'm reading it, I'm like, oh gosh, I did not write this now. I don't know if she thinks I wrote this now, but now I'm waiting on her reaction, because even though she told me she was going to get it addressed, I was like, ooh, like, is this about to be weird? Like, are we about to, is the interaction going to go down south from here? Because everything had been great, but of course we had not really addressed anything of this nature during the actual appointment. So she tells me that she's going to talk to the practice, and that, you know, she's going to see what she can do to get that changed within the practice itself. And I was like, okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So I go to sit back down, and she's like, can I give you a hug? And of course I'm like, sure, because we're Southern, and this is just what you do. You know, you hug random strangers and doctors and, you know, whatever. If anybody asks for a hug, you're like, okay. Then as she was hugging me, she said, I just want you to know that you're amazing. And it literally makes me choke up right now because I was just like, this had just happened after that interaction. So it led me to believe, you know, she was basically just encouraging me as a two-mom family and as someone that was advocating for our family and so many other families, that she respected that. And like, it made her just want to hug me inside. And whew, like, I'm gonna get emotional talking about it because it really just meant the world to me. And not only did she hug me, she turned around and hugged Mila and told her, they're doing a fantastic job raising you. Like, y'all just continue to do what you're doing because you are doing a wonderful job. And y'all, when I tell y'all that that meant the entire world to me, I wanted to burst into a puddle of tears. But the thing is like Mila did not know what I had read yet because I didn't just verbalize it out loud because it was just like a little conversation real quick that she and I had had. So I had not said anything. So if I would have just started crying and bawling my eyes out, Mila would have been so worried. Like, she would have freaked out. But that woman's simple act of kindness, y'all, I cannot even tell you how much that meant to me. Just taking that moment and letting us feel safe. That's what it was. It made me feel safe. It let me know that we were in a safe space because she supported our family. It meant the world. It wasn't even so much the fact that she's going to go and tell her practice to make those changes, which also means the world. But the fact that she took the time to say, let me hug you and tell you how amazing you are. Who knew there were so amazing people like that in this world today? So I just really wanted to jump on here and tell y'all just a couple of things. First, don't judge a book by its cover. I so did that. I judged her. As soon as she came in, I worried that because of her age and the generation that typically comes along with that, that this was not going to go the way that I had hoped that it would go. And honestly, she blew me out of the water. Her kindness and acceptance of me and my family was just really more than I ever could have imagined. And I was so grateful for that. It just really made me want to get on here today and explain to y'all what all happened, and then just encourage you to be that person for somebody today. Like, take the time out to pour into somebody else if you feel like they need it, or if you don't even know if they need it, but you feel compelled to say something, just say something, because you have no idea if somebody, what's going on in their life or what they're doing, or, you know, how they're going through or moving through this world, how it's going to affect them. Like, she fed my soul yesterday, and it felt so, so good. As a two-mom family, we don't get told a lot of times that we're normal or that we're good and we're good for our kids. And to hear that and to be validated by a pediatrician that was seeing our daughter, just, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. It just felt good to know there are still good people like that in the world that see us and completely think that we are valid as a family. So if you're here after all this time, thank you, first and foremost, and just encourage someone today. You never know how it's going to impact their life and feed their soul. So that's it. Have a good weekend.